back everyone, thanks for watching. Stella, Shimano Stella 5000 SW. That looks like a burn mark. Bit of corrosion there. Feels pretty smooth. Hasn't been serviced in a long time. This feels very heavy. This is very hard to turn. Got to see what's going on there. Alright. Gonna open her up and give it a service. That bearing there looks a bit rusty. Look at this. A bit of wild action going on here. What happened here, George? I know you look after your gear. You didn't see this. Alright. So let's strip it down. Go over all the drag washers. The whole reel. Do a full tear down. See what's going on inside. Bit of gunk in there. It's all nice and smooth. It's 0.9 millimeter. Red Loctite. I'll have a look at all this when I put it back together. Clicker still sounds good. Let's have a look at the roller bearing. Smooth, but it's making a bit of sound, probably dry. Clockwise. See that nice gasket there, that little seal. I'll have a look at this later. Let's see what she looks like underneath. No, we forgot that. Alright, not too bad. Nice. Should be a little grommet there. See that little grommet? You remove that to unscrew this. Got one screw there. There'll be a couple more here. Couple there. Sometimes you can push this rubber in by accident, so I use something nice and sharp to try and get it out. Like that. You can use a hook. It's a Phillips. I use a size 1. Whoa, okay, whoop. We don't want to get all this going crazy right now, so let's leave that there for now. Look at that. Come on, George, what's going on here, buddy? Sand. Anyway, we'll sort that out. I'm just going to wipe this all off and I'll be back. Might just leave this on for now, just to hold that down. Okay, one there, one there, one there, one there. That's T8. That one's pretty solid in there. Okay. Bit of corrosion going on there. Feels like it's stuck. There we go. Nice seal, still sitting there. put that aside. We'll have a look at that bearing after and clean it up. Still looks good. We'll have a look at it closely in a minute. You can see that bearing there has got rust on the outside, so water's seeped in. Curious to see what this bearing's like as well. I hate taking off the roller bearing, the one-way bearing. It always scares me. I hate pulling them back together if they fall apart. We'll clean it up as we go back in, because there's screws under there holding the bearing down. I hate taking this out. It's all in one piece. There's the 3 screws. If you're not sure when you take the stuff apart, take a photo of each step. That bearing looks alright. Feels smooth. Oh yeah. We'll clean them up as we put them back together. This one's got a nice seal on it. There's a washer there. That one doesn't want to come out. The grease is really deteriorated. I think it's water got into the grease. That one's being stubborn, doesn't want to come out. Yeah, that's very sandy. So I'd say water's gotten in through the side here. Now why won't it come out? Very tough. Wow, that it feels like it's corroded around there. Yeah, water's gotten in around here. There's that. Nice and smooth. There's the bearing. There's a pin here that pulls this out. That goes to the front. There we go. There's that. So this side here, with the edges on it, goes to the front. Goes to the front that way. Alright, let's get this bearing out. This one's got me worried. Size 0, I think it is. Yeah, 0. Alright. Should be washers on this side, yeah. It's even got a seal on the washer. We'll check that out in a minute. Oh, it looks like it's all surface and it's gone. There is a little bit. I'd highly recommend to change this. I'll speak to the owner. But for video, for now, wow, yeah, no crunching. I'll see if I can open this. Can I open it? Yeah, I should be able to open it. I'll see what it looks like on the inside, see if we can get it back rolling. But I'm going to highly recommend he changes this. I'll see if I got any spares. If not, it'll be a recommendation. There it is there. Yeah, the rust has started on the inside. See it? There it is. You got it. Okay, I'm going to soak this in degreaser. You could put acetone, white spirits, whatever you want, but degreaser's fine. All that stuff that came off it, all the bits and pieces of rust and gunk, and that all came out of that. Look, it's not even spinning. They're not even moving. They're wedged. This is locked. There it is there. This I'm going to pull it apart. There's a bearing inside. It does feel like still working, but I'm just going to, because all the old grease and the water's gotten around there, seems to be. Let's clean these up. Just remember that goes in there. It's got a notch that it goes into, like that. I'm going to put it back in for now until I get another one. I'm going to see if I've got spares, but if I don't, I'm going to put it back together for the video, but order it and put it back in. So there's a hump side. The hump side sticks up, just if you ever take one off. To be careful the clip doesn't go flying. Yep, all back together. That's the one that goes in there. What I will do, if that's the same size, I'm going to take it off. If that's the same size, I'm going to swap it. So when we want to change it in the future, when I order it and it comes in, I just got to take off the side plate and it's right there. That's the easiest way to do it. Wow, yeah, that came off. Oh yeah, big difference there. Look at that. I don't even have to take off the cover. Just get the oil in there, it'll seep in eventually. Look at that, wow. Alright, so this is going to go back in there. The bad one's going to go on this side. There's a bit of sand and salt there. I'm going to clean this up and then put it back on. The seal, don't stretch it or break it. I'm just going to clean all this and I'll be back. So that. Water from the handle. Is the worm gear bearing right in there. That's it, right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, no water's got into that. I use the Boca lightning oil for bearings. Look, once it gets in there, it does seep in without removing the cover, if they're not bad. Alright, got that in. See those notches there? There's two notches that sit inside that, and that sits in the bearing there. So I'll grease these up using ceramic grease. You don't need a lot, that's probably heaps, because when the gears touch it will squash out what it doesn't need. Just sit it in there for now until I get the worm gear in. Again, just a layer. Just gotta line all this up. This is the fun part. There it is. She's in. Alright. Just put a tab of grease on that just to hold it. Makes it hold. Which goes in that hole there. And it should push through once it's lined up. It's pushed through. Alright, and put a bit of grease down there for that washer to stick. That washer sticks there, the grease will hold it. Let's put that aside. That one sits inside there at the bottom of this, nice and smooth still. Oh yeah, once that, you can feel it once that oil seeps in. Just makes a difference. That basically sits there. I'll leave that there for now. He's prepared this. I'm going to clean this up and re-grease it, re-oil it and grease it. Alright. I took it back out. And the good news is, that's the dead one. I do have a spare. So far that's the only bearing that looks like it needed changing on this reel. And hopefully it's the only one, but we'll keep going. Alright, I'll put this aside. Let's get back to this. Okay. We'll clean these up. I'm just going to give this a good clean, get it all smooth, and I'll be back. Let's get this cleaned up. And oils, turns it into an oil, sort of. See how it just melts it? It's come up beautiful. See all that grease that was in there? And only leave, you just want that layer to be covering the gears to make it smooth. It will push out, that's why you'll find grease all pushed out in the center or inside your reel. There. Let's see what's going on the inside. See that corrosion? But this was packed with grease, so it did protect that bearing inside there. I'm sure there should be a bearing underneath. It's a bushing. They usually have bearings. No, there's the bearing. I knew it had a bearing. Very tiny bearing. We'll clean it up and get it all back together. Oh yeah. I mean, this bearing only goes left and right, but she's smooth. Get that back on there. I'll just clean this up a bit. You can see the corrosion starting. See that corrosion there? That's where the water's coming through the side. It's coming through the handle side, and it has gotten onto it. So they're not foolproof. Could pack a bit of grease in there. Put a bit of grease on this. There's a little tiny washer. I've got to be careful we don't lose that. That goes that way. Alright, as you can see, it goes left and right. Okay. I'll put a bit of grease on the outside once I'm done. Goes like that. That goes there. The standard reels like the Stratic and all that, they got bushings inside there. You can get the Stella bearing and upgrade it if you really wanted to. It's not necessary, but if you wanted to. Bit of grease in there. So if you don't put the bearing in, first, it's you won't be able to get it on later with this on, because it will touch that gear there. Okay. Just grease it up a bit. Goes in there. Put a bit of grease. That one goes in there. That's that one. Little finger jig. That goes on that. That sits like that. It's all greased. Beautiful. This is all greased. Beautiful. There's two of them. The fin one goes down the bottom. That's how it was. Like so. I always forget this. The bail arm clicker. The bail arm thing. Okay. I'll just double check this bearing before I put it on. Beautiful. That's like so. tighten them up evenly. Let's grease this so I can get the cover back on, but before we do that, let's clean it. And clean all this gunk off it. There's a lot of sand and salt in there. This on. Put a bit of grease on the back there. Gives it a bit of a seal so no water gets in. Like that. That was a Phillips. Goes there. That goes in there. Oh, I hate this one-way bearing. Oh no, no. As you can see, this is why I hate them. It's like a jigsaw putting this back together. Yeah, fucker. Alright, watch this. This is what you have to do. Alright. Yep, that's it. Now it's in its place, it locks up. It's a cunt of a job, I fucking hate it. Every time it happens to me. That way. It's down there. Alright, it's all back on. Better put that grommet, that's right. I nearly forgot about that grommet. So that grommet sits in there, that's the screw for that cap. Yeah, it's nice and easy, slowly, that's it. Alright. The roller bearing. Roller bearings are usually what goes first, the main bearing. I can see a bit of salt corrosion in there. This won't even come out. There we go. Leave that there for now. Let's have a look at this section. So that's there. Rusted. Give this all a clean. You can see all the colour from the braid and everything. Give this a clean. Wow, surprising. I thought this would be rusted. I thought this was rusted. It's just all gunk on it. Yeah, she's fine. Let's clean this up. A lot of the colour from the braid and all that was on it. That's that in there. Okay, we got him. All that. Looks in fair condition. Beautiful. Once that oil gets in there, she just goes nice. Put that on there. Put that on. Clean all this up. Okay, that goes over that. Put all this back on. Beautiful. Bit of oil on the edge. Yep, bearing feels fine. A bit of oil. Put this on. Goes anti-clockwise to lock it. So next we put the seal with the washers. There's a couple of washers there. And that little seal. That's set on the outside. I'll be highly recommending the owner upgrade all the bearings in the future, in the near future. That's my opinion. It's up to him if he wants to spend that kind of money. But for a reel like this, I wouldn't hesitate. Okay. Let's have a look at this. So this thing here seemed very, very tough to put on. It'll be fun to put this one back in. So there's that spring. There's that little ball bearing thing there. That's your ratchet that sits along there. Maybe it just needs greasing. As this thing spins. I'll put a touch of grease there, there's nothing wrong with that. That one side, and we got, it doesn't look like it's in. There we go. Let's try that. Still a bit tough, but much smoother. Let's have a look at this drag washers. Bearings everywhere. Let's undo this, have a look what's going on underneath. Let's clean it up. Like there's a drag washer down the bottom there. Just like plastic. Now clean this up. Just a thin layer of drag grease. And I put a bit of grease on that. Got to be careful we don't lose this stuff. I'm going to put a touch of grease in there, just so when it glides along it clicks nice and smoothly. Doesn't have to be a thick layer, just a smooth skim. You smell of that? Just got to find the holes now. There they are. Each rule is always a little bit different to the other model. Like it can all be a Stella SW, but the 1000 to the 30,000, all different little bits and pieces. Alright, let's have a look at this drag stack. So let's clean all this up. That bearing sits down the bottom there. Still nice and smooth. Oh yeah. Once that oil gets in there, right there, that's a bearing there. I'll check that in a minute. That's a drag stack. Doesn't want to come out. Look, it's turning fine. What I might do is put a bit of oil on it. This one's not carbon, this is just like a plastic, like a hard plastic. Alright. There's those little things, grooves, they go in the holes there, like so. A bit of drag grease on this. There. That one is the carbon drag washer. Alright. This in there. You can get that on there. Yep. Alright. Let's get the clip back on. It's all going back in. Beautiful, let's test it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's check this baby out. Bit of old grease in there. Alright. Feels really nice and smooth. I'm not going to even bother opening this. Just put a bit of oil. So smooth. I wouldn't touch it. Put it on. Oh yeah, she's nice and smooth. We end up changing one bearing. That was the one on this side. I did find the spare one that I got, and I did replace it. So that's all we end up changing. Very smooth, very smooth, beautiful. Everything's working perfect, and she's all back together. There you go. Shimano Stella 5000 HG SW. Beautiful. Keep it real.